into for this one. But nevertheless, we are into game number 2. This time, ASUS Fate will be playing on the blue side, whereas Wargods PID Diamonds playing on the purple side.
So once again, that Z being banned away. Now Nage and Meme have swap positions, so this could signal a sort of role swap. The laners in the GPL are very flexible, especially with the most flexible being IGL. Instead of Gaming Legends from Group D, where they could basically swap players at a whim before the game, and they are very comfortable on various roles. Now, Zed and Zeref being taken out for the side of ASUS Fate, as well as Jarvan and Janna being targeted from the side of Wargods PID Diamond. Now that Jarvan against Mio, that Jarvan really did a lot of work in the early game, especially exerting a lot of gank pressure in the bot lane to get Slay going. Now that Janna first pick for ASUS Fate also did help Akiho in the fact that he got that Magi's to 20 stacks by that late game.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we think about all the things that ASUS Fate actually played. I do like the bans coming out from PID Diamonds here. Taking away the Janna will mean that ASUS Fate can't first pick it. Taking away the Jarvan is something that I don't exactly like, because you actually have Meme. Okay, here's my question for you, Hungry Kid. Is Meme going to play the mid lane this game?
Yeah, as I said, they did lane swap, so it's probably gonna be
role swap.
Yeah, a role swap as well. Once again, the ban's very targeted. Now this does force ASUS Fate into showing their hand a little, considering they can't first pick the Janna anymore. Thresh, however, is available for Akio. We'll see if he picks it up. Lee Sin as well is available. Lee Sin as well is available for Mio.
Pantheon is available for Mio.
But
you block in the Kassadin. This is a very big flex pick as well. Jinky is... I mean, Jinky beat LeBlanc, beat Nage in the lane there. But this time he could be going up against Meme, so we have to see.
Yeah, but the Kassadin-LeBlanc matchup is skewed towards Kassadin, so no big deal there. Locking that in early, Jinky probably wants something he's comfortable on. We always say that, you know, give Jinky a champion he likes and he'll do well. Yeah. Give him a very oddball pick and he's sure to falter here and there. In response, this Ahri being picked. I don't
like the Ahri hover here coming out from Wargods. I think what they should do is actually lock in a Lee Sin possibly, or maybe even the Pantheon here. And maybe pick up a support, or even the Graves, who is one of the more power picks. Silver here could be really good with Pantheon as well, zerging right in. So good that they changed it away from the Ahri.
I wouldn't necessarily play a Silver comp into Kassadin just because he's so mobile. Yeah. Instead, I'll go for more of a fast push composition.
Or Lissandra is actually open as well.
Yeah, I'll go for something that can exert a lot of pressure on the lanes themselves. Yeah. And you can see here with the Pantheon, early ganks are plenty, as well as that Corki, who is still a very decent and strong laner compared to the rest of the pool, although he has received a bit of nerfs in the form of the mana cost.
Still strong. A lot of AD carries still like the Corki because of the upfront burst damage. I like the Nocturne Thresh, however. Nocturne's a pseudo counter to the Grand Skyfall coming in from Pantheon.
It basically denies vision from the Pantheon, so their communication gets a bit, where are we going, who are we targeting? And then the Nocturne just comes in and counter ganks.
Yeah, it gets a bit antsy. Mio actually hovered over the Kha'Zix. He actually plays quite a good Kha'Zix here as well. I don't think they should lock in so as well, but the thing is, they have no reason to worry. Otherwise, Lissandra could be another big pick here. They could run especially on shady Lissandra and don't insta-kill someone with a lot of burst damage. They have in between damage coming out, but with Kalista in the mix, even Nocturne just has quite a bit of burst everywhere right Graves. It's going to be a risk fight. They won't have their cooldowns available for them, and then you have the Narva, the Kassadin, even the Kalista to come in with.
I'm interested to see if Meme does play the Azir, considering they have role swapped a bit. Azir against Kassadin, the early game advantage always goes over to Azir, and later on as well, because if you real Falk in to try and trade damage, he's just going to use those Sand Soldiers to poke you down. Anything goes alright, he just uses Shifting Sands as well as the Emperor's Divide.
Use their cooldowns properly here,
and then
especially on the side of Wargods that don't insta-kill someone with the amount of burst damage they have in between the LeBlanc, go over the Emperor's Divide. Even Nocturne at times it's coded in such a way that they actually knock you back. So every time you try to go over, you actually get knocked back instead. So it's really interesting to watch that one. They have no reason to actually lock in the Azir. I actually like the Irelia pickup here coming in from PID Diamonds. And Shura is very comfortable on the Fiddlesticks. I mean, don't completely agree with this pick, but Shura kind of shows that his Crow Storms, I have to say, have been in pretty good positions, especially in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with you there. Now, for the Aurelia, it's not too bad of an open pick, but considering that they are on purple side, I'm not particularly sure why they didn't just save the Aurelia pick to counterpick the top laner.
They might want to see who the mid lane coming out from ASUS Fate is to allow Meme to go for the counter pick as well.
Because of the flex pick of Kassadin now, it's probably not going to be that Veigar hover from Akiho. He is trolling us, instead going with that Thresh now.
The Veigar into Azir is actually a pretty good matchup.
Considering they do lock in the Azir though.
Yeah, if they do lock in the Azir.
But as you mentioned, Kha'Zix for Mio is something that he's rather comfortable on.
Yes.
It's probably...
He showed proficiency, but again, my whole issue with Kha'Zix in the jungle is that you need laners that can actually lock down a target, wave clear relatively well as well. You might want a Xerath in the mid lane, the Malphite, not entirely sure about that, into the Irelia, and then you got the Nocturne. I really like the Nocturne lock-in.
Yeah, this Malphite, the Vietnamese special as it were, Jensen, or rather J-Storm and I like to call this the Vietnamese special because they have this pocket Malphite that all the Vietnamese teams play as a counter to Irelia, and it works really well. You basically use him to go even in lane, you place pressure in the mid and in the bot lane, and then when the team fights arrive,
teleport.
All you do is teleport, pull the trigger on their unstoppable force, and slow Irelia's attack speed to make sure she's neutralized in the fights. Now, as you mentioned, Nocturne, pseudo counter to that Pantheon. He does not possess, however, that amazing early game potential that Pantheon does have.
He does not. However, a Nocturne Malphite lane is actually pretty interesting to watch. Reason being is that once Malphite actually gets the seismic shot in, Nocturne with the speed up on the Dustbringer can easily proc the Fear Tether
it's like
as well.
minus, so you can actually proc that Fear without too much of an issue. Now, hovering over this Ahri is Meme. I'm not too sure, as you mentioned, not too good of a matchup for Ahri against Kassadin, considering both are so mobile. If you want to hit a charm, you really gotta aim and just pray.
Man, not entirely sure about this, but they have actually a very decent pick comp coming in from Wargods here. If they can get the vision, a Terrify or a Charm will lead to a kill. ASUS Fate, on the other hand, very similar kind of style because of the Kassadin and Nocturne, as well as the Malphite. But the team fight presence coming out from ASUS Fate a lot larger in this game.
Yeah, this is extremely greedy, however, from ASUS Fate drafting this. Oh, so it will be niche in the mid lane. They just perhaps lined up a bit off in the champion select, rushing in. But back to my point, very greedy composition coming from ASUS Fate because basically you need to get to the point in the late game where
scale.
You have to scale. That Malphite, yes, he's gonna be doing that CC in the form of Unstoppable Force, but you have no damage coming from that Malphite. He's only gonna be tanky. But a tanky Malphite who has fallen behind, not that good. Nocturne as well has to scale and get his items. If not, he's just gonna be an outbot, so to speak. And that Kassadin as well, if he falls behind in lane, is not gonna do as well compared to that Ahri, who's gonna be able to one-shot anyone else in that game. So very greedy coming from ASUS Fate as they realize they can't swap the champions for Wargods PID.
Yeah, I mean, there were some swap issues. Hopefully they actually line up properly. Guys, hopefully they line up properly.
Yeah. So hopefully they do line up properly this time.
It kind of just shows us well. Yeah, okay, there we go. Meme coming in second, you know. Yeah, and it's confirmed same bans and picks. Let's actually talk a little bit more about the team composition. You know what I mean? Other than the fact that ASUS composition is a little bit greedy, as you would say, it takes a lot of time to scale up. How do you think Wargods can actually use this, knowing what they have in store for them already?
Now, considering that both teams want to scale a bit more, you have the Irelia, however, on the purple side, together with that Corki, who hits a very decent mid-game power spike. Irelia, the moment she hits level 7 or level 9, you get level 4, level 5 in hit 10 style, you can basically rush down the AD carry without any issue. Corki as well, the moment he hits Triforce and that Sword Boots, he's going to be doing a whole ton of damage in the form of rockets as well as auto attacks. So the mid-game power spike definitely in the favor of Wargods PID in this case.
Yeah, I like to see that Wargods actually, again, teams in the GPL not the best in terms of objective control, but Wargods should use their mid-game power spike to ascertain some dragons, get some turrets or some kills, and if they can do that, it's going to be really strong. As you said, Triforce, and even without the Triforce, mid-game Corki, mid-game Pantheon, mid-game Ahri, even mid-game Fiddlesticks, very strong.
And the real concern here, as you mentioned, pick composition, yes. Compared to the side of ASUS Fate, you pick one person off, their comp does not work as well because a lot of the damage rests on Jinky as well as Slay and Mio. If you pick off that Kassadin or Callista, you're always gonna win a fight from there on out. You have that Irelia to rely on, you have that Corki to rely on in the mid game.
It's the double damage threat that's coming out from ASUS Fate. My worry is that if ASUS Fate break even past the 25-minute mark, the moment Malphite lands a really clutch out, Jinky's gonna just destroy you. Slay is just gonna clean up fights. And if they were to kite away, Jinky's really good at kiting away.
Yeah,
Slay is really good at kiting away as well. And Wargods here have to make the perfect pick, I would have to say, on either Jinky or Slay in the mid game to shut them down as much as they can, in order for them to actually close out this game without having to deal with the late game monster that Kassadin and Callista actually is.
Yeah, if they do get to that point, however, it's just going to be Rift Walks, Pierces, excuse me, and hooks all around. Yeah. So, gotta put on your dancing shoes here, Wargod PID Diamond.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to. And dancing around objectives, dancing for vision control is going to be the main key factor here for Wargod to actually win out on this one.
Yeah,
because
as you mentioned,
without a doubt, they have the mid-game power spike.
Yeah, if you don't have vision from the side of ASUS Fate, it's basically Crow Stomp to the face and Charm to the face. But if you don't have vision on the side of Wargods Diamond, Unstoppable Force into that hook, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's not only two tools. You have the Aegis Azionia coming out from Meme. You actually even have the Equilibrium Strike coming out from Ethan.
So both teams here are really going to value that vision because of the amount of crowd control they can overlap onto each other.
This is just a really interesting pick ban phase coming out from both these teams. ASUS Fate here showing this power pick, I would say, in the form of Kassadin and Callista, something the other groups need to watch out for because they are poised right now to actually make it out of Group A.
Yeah, if they do take this game, they will be 2 points ahead of their sister team for Wargods, and they will take the second position, denying them the second place. So
yeah, I mean, of course, assuming no hiccups actually happen in the final week of the GPL, where ASUS Fate faces GameX Wargods. So even if they draw this one, it is still not a 100% guarantee.
Because as you all know, if GameX Wargods does take the 3 points, excuse me, against ASUS Fate, they will be the ones to make it out of group stages and deny them the advancement of the GPL.
Here is, however, ASUS Fate's time to shine in order for them to get the advantage in this upcoming matchup between them next week, of course. Because if ASUS Fate here beats out Wargod PID Diamonds for 2-0, they can actually afford a draw against GameX Wargods, and that is something that you can be extremely comfortable in. You might not want to show all your cards.
You could even cheese the first game and, you know, get away with that, because once you hit that draw point, you're safe out of groups. Exactly.
You are absolutely right. But yes, this is the, I believe, week 5 matchup between ASUS Fate as well as Wargod PID Diamonds. If you guys are just joining us, welcome to the GPL Spring 2015 split. ASUS Fate now up 1-0 ahead of Wargod PID Diamonds.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, excuse me, the previous game was rescheduled due to a ping issue coming in from, I believe, both teams. They were a bit iffy and weren't comfortable to play, so they decided, you know, we're just going to call off until the internet gets better. Yeah. Unfortunately, it is a inter-regional game, so...
And this is the great part about it, because being in the GPL means you have teams that are representing each country. ASUS Fate from Vietnam, Wargod PID Diamond coming from the Philippines, and we want them to play at the highest possible competitive level, and this means we have to ensure good latency onto both sides. And I think if we were to reschedule a game, and hey, we reschedule a game, this game, the 2 games, and we got to see Callista being picked here in the GPL. Worth
now, if you
every
guys
single
don't know
minute
what
of
we're
it.
talking about, go rewatch game 1. That Callista was pretty sick in my opinion. You're gonna go home and try that build the moment I get it.
You might want to stay and watch game number 2 though, because there is a Callista in game number 2 on the side of Slay as well.
Callista Day, guys.
Yeah. Callista's... League of Legends is at a point right now, especially with the Season 5 coming in, 2015 season, we don't call it Season 5 anymore, that a lot of the champions are... We see team comps being built around multiple champions, especially if you're really good at them. We have the great Azir players that have that themselves as a pocket pick.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Team Liquid's Phoenix is pretty
Jace coming in for for many of the LCK mid laners.
Coco.
Yeah. LeBlanc is just a really strong pick. We even have multiple AD carries being picked up. I think we saw Jinx, we saw Corki, we saw Graves, we are seeing Callista.
Dude, even Kog'Maw to a certain extent is one of those AD carries you could build a composition around, no problem. Yeah, exactly.
It's all on Prey.
A lot of these new styles of compositions coming in, and
I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah, definitely excited. I'm waiting for the influence to trickle over into the GPL a bit more, so the teams, you know, start realizing this champion is something we can utilize.
I'm actually not waiting for. I hope the influence does not trickle over. Reason why is because every time these so-called quote-unquote meta picks trickle over, the GPL teams just stick to that meta pick because it works. And I actually like watching games like these where
like random Kalista pickup.
Yeah, exactly. Just really random picks that make sense. I have to say they have to make sense. Like oddball picks that completely don't fit in the comp. The funny thing is that Vietnamese teams have a lot of pocket picks. Outside of Malphite, they have the pocket Jace and the pocket Gragas. I want to see the Gragas.
Not as much as it did surface in the previous game, but nature, the REM based level 1 strats, you gotta think Wargods Diamond here, throwing them off the level 1. So has picked up his items, moving up together with Shura. So buddy system exiting the base, don't wanna be privy to any of those ganks.
The Slay Akiho lane right now, the Kalista Thresh lane is a very different lane than the Kalista Janna lane.
Yeah, a lot more kill potential and a lot more, oh my goodness, Iban, you have just left the game.
Yeah, wonder what just happened here. Iban quit, but nevertheless, we should kind of figure out later on. No worries just yet. ASUS Fate here coming up with that team composition. I wonder how it's going to work. We're going to wait for it to scale off the late game. If we talk about the lane matchups, we've kind of mentioned top lane already at length actually. Malphite kind of just really wins out against Irelia head on. I mean, every time she comes in from the CS, land the ground slam, land the seismic shot, go for the harass.
Yeah.
She can't trade back.
Then the fact that the shield provides a lot of buffer in terms of trading.
There are a lot of things that we need to work on. My concern is really Jinky. He's such a strong laner, but the RE to Kassadin matchup is... Kassadin is not going to like that matchup.
He's going to take a lot of early harass in the form of auto deception as well as auto attacks. But Jinky, you know, tried and tested, proven in the mid lane that his Kassadin is something to be feared.
Yes. Nage as well actually doesn't have a huge amount of damage output in the early stages of the game. But the moment he hits the level 3, level 4 mark and Meme comes for the gank with a Chilling Smite, it's a almost 100% charm that's landing on you along with the Ignite as well. Really surprised that Jinky here not opting for a more defensive kind of summoner, because I don't think Mio will be able to affect the lane as much as we've seen in the previous game where Meme actually playing the Nocturne as well.
Yeah, now level 1 starts for those junglers, both resuming or rather imitating the previous game here.
Yeah, going from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, AD carries and support helping their junglers out. It's gonna be that level 2 rush here again. Shiro has wised up to the previous strategies of ASUS Fate and is using that Dark Wind to push up. Once again, picking up that Sentinel level 1 to push the lane. Is this ASUS Fate bot lane gonna hit that level 2 early, in fact, as compared to Wargods?
I really like this Sentinel pickup. It's really good. I mean, I like Kalista as an AD carry. I actually like Pierce. I'm the more poke-centric lanes, especially play against Sona. It's just insane to run Pierce. But oh wow, the level 2 coming up big here. Will he land? Oh, tries to predict where the Valkyrie goes, but Akiho not pulling a mad life right here. Iban Valking the right way, leveling up just in the nick of time as well.
Yeah, the last minion just gave them level 2, allowing him to level up Valkyrie and use that to escape now. A lot of return damage going down on the side from Wargods, so they know that they want to be able to trade this damage and not give Slay the lead he had as compared to the previous game.
Yeah. Another thing that I want to point out is that picking up the Sentinel early allows the bottom lane to play hyper aggressive. It's so
speaking of hyper aggressive, Iban goes extremely low, has his flash, has to use it to escape. Oh, excuse me, does not use that flash to escape, however, does go down to the side of Akiho. He does get the kill, so bloodthirsty support doing his work here. Wonder if he'll go Mage Eyes again, to be honest.
Maybe not on a Thresh. He could go for the Occult though, because the play actually scales off AD. Oh, Mio might get caught here. Very good bait out of the spell shield. The Fear Tether will not come out. And then we've got the spears dropping in. Whoa, what was that coming out from Slay? No idea what happened right there, but I think they wanted to dive with the fact that Akiho might have his lantern up, but the exhaust as well as the fear prevented Slay from clicking on that
I believe
lantern.
he went under turret to get the kill, and then the
immediately got terrified and exhaust.
And then the life drain also did help him survive that. So a bit too greedy coming from ASUS Fate. Has to play within their boundaries, I think.
But it just shows how confident Slay and Akiho really are. It's crazy.
Like they aren't showing any respect to this ball lane
Not at all.
From Eben as well as Shura.
I mean, Corki Fiddlesticks, it somewhat works like a Graves Fiddlesticks lane where you actually get the Terrify and launch your combo out, but man, against the Thresh, it's just really hard to walk up as a Fiddlesticks because you're in danger of actually getting Death Sentence onto you.
And the thing is, with the recent changes to the Phosphorus Bomb projectile speed, it's easier to dodge around with that martial poise coming from Slay. You won't take as much damage in trades as you would have maybe 2 patches ago.
Different itemization as well coming up from Slay. Getting killed that early goes back to buy the Vampiric Scepter will allow him to sustain a lot more play, actually even more aggressive in the lane if he places his Sentinel well as well. And Mio here, I actually like Nocturnes with the early Rangers Trailblazer because that just allows you to farm so quickly alongside your Umbra Blades as well. And this means that you can hit level 6 faster.
And then when you hit level 6, you basically switch over to Stalker's Blade, you know, get that very effective gang off. So,
similar to what Meme can do actually, but I prefer the Stalkers on an early Pantheon because it allows you to catch up with the gap close.
Yeah, speaking of Meme, going very deep to get the ward down. Akiho does get the flay, wants to go for the hook, baiting it out a bit. Meme eats the hook, the lantern is taken by Jinky. A lot of damage going down the charm. Lands on Mio. Meme is so low, does he survive? One last play will take him, however, Mio does get a kill. Teleport coming in from Ethan. Oh, Ethan, excuse me. Ethan going so deep. They are chasing deep into the jungle. There's no vision for the side of Wargods. They should back off here. As in the top lane, Shady just taking the time to push.
Meme, and she gets the Death Sentence down, gets the Lantern here, and then we got a Fear Tether coming out. Ethan will try to get a kill onto Jinky, but the Fear
dangerous game
right there, and there we see Mio coming out with 2 kills in that fight. Level 5 already. He could just swap it out right now for the Stalkers. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that was a bit over aggressive, I think. At the point where I said, you know what, they should back out of now. Back out of the jungle now. They probably should have heeded my advice.
They definitely should have. Meme in the first place should not have been there for those deep wards as well.
And this is something you always see the Vietnamese teams do. At 4:30 to 6:30, they'll send their support up toward around the mid lane to secure a lot of mid lane pressure for their mid laner. In this case, Jinky, you can see very aggressive now.
Akiho gets the Death Sentence down now and forcing the flash coming out from Iban. The Ignite drops down. Will he get taken out? I think he will. There we go. Akiho here showing that aggressive play coming in. Walking up, landing the play, waiting for the Valkyrie, throwing out the Death Sentence.
Yeah, really good play here coming in from Akiho.
Don't think, level 6 coming in.
Does not hit Jinky. He's Spirit Rush into the wall. Jinky is safe for now, but does not live beyond that Nage. Misplaying the gank a bit, but overall, just brute forces the damage down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Nage actually hitting level 6 earlier because he was in lane longer. Jinky actually traversed his jungle a little bit, so making us that additional advantage. We talk about a mid-game power spike. It's going to happen soon. It's going to happen within the next 2 minutes or so. Let's see if Wargods actually transition that into something different. Shura making the roam up top as well.
And the big problem is the kill distribution right now for Wargods is hang on a bit. Shura comes in for a gang. The roaming support wants to immolate Akiho.
He has flash.
Will we see the flash fear? Very aggressive if he does do that. Akiho notes that
Shady's level 6 as well.
Out of lane. Oh, there's a ward there, so
yeah,
it shouldn't be too much of a... Yeah, there's a ward there. Shouldn't be too much of a gang that could happen.
There we go.
Look at the map. Akiho just roams up to the mid lane to exert pressure on Nage.
Watch the deep warding as well coming from Akiho. Ooh, Nage is gonna get dove on. He has no out, gets the flay, and there we go. We have the fear proc coming in as well. Mio as well as Jinky should be counter jungling the blue buff right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Or even the dragon.
Definitely go for the blue buff, then the dragon after that, considering that the jungler has base and the support is top lane.
Oh, they're gonna find another pick here. Will they get onto Meme though? Will it be Kassadin coming in? Does not have the Rift Walk. Thought could go for the false pulse first. Before actually trying to land the Death Sentence.
Yeah, he used the Rift Walk to get onto the lantern to take that. However, Akiho did not land the hook, so Meme does get out alive. Now the flay coming from the side. Oh, Eban takes so much damage from Slay, can't participate in this fight. Jinky, bit of Dark Wind and bounces over to Akio for stealing the blue, you know, paying a bit of a penalty there.
A little bit. Can they actually make use of this timing? The fact that Mio does not have his ult up, will they want to go for the dragon play here? My only concern is actually Shady with the teleport Malphite.
Yeah, the teleport Malphite with the unstoppable force. He could actually base and then, you know, teleport behind the fight.
Meme actually used his ultimate to travel to the bot lane here, to completely no effect at all down the Tri-Brush. So as you can see, Meme's ultimate is on cooldown. Akiho and Slay are so healthy right now to get the hook onto Shura. This should be a dead fiddlesticks right here. Oh, he gets the flash out. If Slay actually could use the Fate's Call a little bit better there, that could have been a very big ult coming in right now. However, there's no follow-up from Meme. Can Slay actually survive this one? Takes the Lantern back from here, and then we see a counter kill. Shady actually goes down. Nage actually taking one too many turret shots. The Dustbringer comes out. Will Mio come out? The Chilling Smite is not available, but he might be able to turn this around. The red buff tick is coming in. Ethan's gonna go down. Nage gets the Charm. Mio's gonna follow up with the Dustbringer. The auto tag is enough. Gets the flash out of Nage, and there we go. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade in the top lane. Oh, Meme. Whoa, nearly going down as well in the middle. Jinky actually had his flash, used the Ignite. Nearly took out Meme. Meme is surviving with less than many of the HP.
Oh, but Mio finds Meme. The smite does get him now. He gets the blue buff, or the red buff, excuse me, for his troubles. A bit too greedy there by Meme, not knowing that the Nocturne was in the brush, not even having the vision and the
He should have known that actually Nocturne was in the top lane because...
Yeah, exactly. He went for the kill attempt onto Nage and then walked off the lane. So I think Meme did not pay too much attention there.
Yeah.
And as a result...
Yeah, as a result, actually getting the kill. Shady actually tried a teleport gank there as well. Didn't use the ultimate because I think the Valkyrie was already up from Iban. And they're gonna just... Look at this pin cushion.
Yeah. Just pulling those stacks out and securing the dragon for himself. It stacks up to an infinite amount of damage, guys. So if you want to secure the dragon, get those rend stacks down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Nage coming in. Spirit Rush is not available. This is going to be a free kill coming in. However, Jinky gets taken down here, and Shady gets taken down as well. The lack of damage from an early game Kassadin and early game Malphite was not enough to take down Nage, and I feel that the Soul Siphon coming out from the Ahri as well kept Nage alive along with those health potions.
Yeah, they can dive him here if the tower goes down. Akio has to be very careful with dives from the backline. Mio gets the kill, but the rest of the team is following up. The double man flare gets him. Ethan tries to kite back. The smite does finish him off. Meme, you have to run, my friend. Dustbringer does tag him. The fear
tether gets it, dives under the turret. Meme has the stun up. Mio might go down here. Spell Shield's not going to save you from the turret, man.
Yeah, but it does save him from the spear shot. Akio going very deep onto this. Once the kill, he does have the ignite if he lands the hook.
Will he? Ooh, really close there.
Just sails past Meme. No problem. That Pantheon knows that he's safe from harm there.
Wow, there's a lot of back and forth kills. I mean, will you agree with ASUS Fate aggression in the mid lane there to try to jump onto Nage without any vision control at all?
As I mentioned in the pre-game during the pick and ban, it's a very greedy composition. You don't have enough damage. You need time to scale up. Kassadin has barely yet to finish his Rod of Ages. And you only have defensive stats on Shady. And the damage from Slay isn't even relevant considering he only has the Hurricane to 2 parts of Corki's Trinity Force. So you can't overextend like that and hope to get a fight. As the Crow Storm goes down in the bot lane, so much damage on to Slay. He drops himself immediately. Now in the top lane, the gank is looking to happen for ASUS Fate. The proxy of the waves will come in by Shady. Akio sitting on the sidelines, has his ignite, has his box. Wants to go in for his kill.
They are waiting for Shady's ultimate to be up actually. So that's going to come back in a few seconds. They should wait for this one. Yeah, however, I think the timing's really off right here because Shady just stayed way too long in that top lane area. Should have waited for the ultimate to be up before actually proxying the wave and then instantly gone in for the dive and get out of there immediately. More like a hit and run kind of thing. Wargods could have easily responded to that one.
Yeah, but they do get the hook. There's a 3-man collapse onto Ethan. He will go down. The Grand Skyfall has been channeled. Ethan is surviving so long.
Gets the knock up at the instant that Meme actually dropped there. Meme couldn't even respond at all. His flash was up. He couldn't even get the stun. Nature, what a pause coming in from both these teams.
Very dramatic pause as it is Nage being stuck in the box. Jinky coming down the side. He has fired the Null Sphere though, so a lot of damage will be going on to Nage. Now, as I can
apparently
understand,
Nage actually lost control of his... yeah, okay, they're ready now. They're gonna unpause the game. Let's see if Nage survives this one. He has Spirit Rush.
A smart man would say that he would escape, considering that both
good
teams...
guy ASUS Fate right here, allowing Nage to survive that one.
Yeah, really nice guys that, knowing that there's a bit of a ping issue, they're not
gonna abuse the fact that, you know, Nage was just in the wrong place,
yeah,
I guess.
So now this bot lane, Slay, a lot of damage going down to Eben. Honestly, you would not peg this lane to come out ahead for Slay, but because of all the focus on the rest of the map, he's been getting the isolated 1v1.
He's been 1v2ing this actually. Shura has actually visited the lane to try to allow, alleviate some pressure from Iban. They're actually all sitting on top of a ward, so this gank is not going to work out at all.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate Sentinel does not review wards. They should know there's a pink ward there, considering Shura has been hitting the just recently planted ward.
You know, Mio is just insane in this game. He's 8-0-1.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten even more items. Hasn't gone for like something like a Ravenous Hydra.
Or, you know, even finish up the ranking. He went for the Brutalizer.
He went for the double Brutalizer from the Warriors as well, so that's really interesting there. Top lane Nocturne actually quite strong if you know how to play it into the right matchup.
Yeah, but
Wave clears insanely, has map presence, doesn't even need to take teleport, picks Ignite, wins lane.
Yeah, a lot of pressure going down to the blue buff for Wargods PID. They're sitting off the side. They know that this blue buff wants to be taken here by ASUS Fate.
Let's watch this blue buff skirmish actually, in the blue area. They actually kill off a pink ward there. However, blue control is... Oh, actually grabs that one. Oh, smite. Neither jungler actually smiting that one. Jinky actually getting it. Darkness appears. Tries to save Slay there. Slay was sorely out of position because Shura landed with the Crow Storm. Mio is going to get a shutdown here. Jinky now joins the fight. Teleport coming from Shady. Two-man knockup coming in. Shura is going to go down, or is he? Double kill for Jinky. Jinky on the chase. Has a false pulse. Gets the... doesn't get the triple. Will he get a triple off this one? It's actually a double here for both Jinky as well as Akiho.
Scumbag support steals the kill at 407. I think you should just be giving over to your mid lane or even your top lane at this point in time.
If this was like fantasy GPL, I would not pick Slay, even though the amount of map presence that he actually kind of draws from the Wargods Diamond team is so insane. But ASUS Fate is like, Jinky, you're so good, we're just willing to let you die.
Yeah,
just give the kills to everyone else.
Jinky on the first round if there is a fantasy GPL. But in the mid lane, Shady as well as Jinky, just ignore Ethan's Aurelia and take the mid tier 1 turret.
Yeah, the Frozen Heart actually completed here as well. Quicksilver Sash bought within the last minute or so, ever since Slay goes down. Slay's like, guys, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
This Crow Storm Terrifies are just... Forget it. Like if you're not even gonna help me, guys. If you're not even gonna help me, I'm gonna help myself with the Quicksilver Sash.
Yeah, so now he knows that the Quicksilver Sash is a necessity, picks it up. He's going to be able to teamfight a lot better considering that minute of reprieve is going to allow him to kite back a bit more.
Yeah. Now
very deep warding going in from the side of ASUS Fate. They do find out Meme. He gets the red buff, but not being spotted. Not before being spotted by Akiho. Oh boy. Bye Meme. You're going down.
Goodbye.
The charm doesn't even land now. A lot of damage going on to Nage. He does hit the force pulse on by Jinky.
He has his Spirit Rush though, so good on Jinky not to actually dive this one.
Yeah, they are poised to try and dive him though. Very greedy.
If Akiho lands a hook, they're gonna dive it.
Yeah, I don't think they should, considering there's Aurelia sitting off the side. They don't know that though, so...
Slay's like, hey guys, I'm here to join the team fight.
Akiho, he does get a hook down. Nage, you gotta be careful. You're gonna go down, my friend, with the red buff.
The bloodthirsty support kill right here.
Yeah, Akiho definitely MVP for this game, considering he has 13 KDA and an amazing kill participation score. This support, man, he's making plays.
So if you get 1 death, do you divide your KDA by 2? No,
you divide it by 1.
Yeah, divided by 1. So if you get 0, you have infinite KDA.
Yeah, Don't tell it to the Fantasy LCS guys. Oh, Meme gets caught by the hook immediately. Shady, he has the Unstoppable Force, does not want to pull the trigger. Meanwhile, on the back line, Jinky, he was gonna force pause. Wow, great engage going down. Meme immediately blown up. The rest of the team are collapsing. The hook goes up onto Ethan. You don't want to be there, my friend. You're gonna fall to Jinky. Double kill is this Callista. Now the Lantern, scumbag. Kassadin takes it away from the AD carry.
Kassadin doesn't even need the lantern, but you see the pincushion kill right there.
Oh my god,
wow.
these hooks are just finding everyone from Wargods Diamond.
It's like, this is a warning. If you get hooked by me one more time, you're dead. I'm gonna let you live for now.
It's like,
GPL had his rift walk up.
Yeah, so they just don't want to pick him off. They know that the threat of the kill is better than the kill itself. So they go for the inhibitor, but they want to jump Nage. In the backline, Meme can only throw spears and stun up. He can't commit to this fight. Even Gatling gun not gonna do much. Rockets barely piercing the armor of Malphite here.
You know, this is ASUS Fate sending a message, hanging a bloodied pig at the doorstep of Wargods Diamonds, like, hey, take a bloody fiddlesticks.
Yeah,
don't mess with us.
Fiddlesticks can just go home, you know.
Yeah.
Not too much of an issue.
It's like a threat. In 1 minute, you better surrender or something.
Yeah, now this dragon, the second one, they're gonna take.
Come on, the dragon's a pincushion again.
Yeah, but they're gonna get a bit too overconfident here. The fear goes down to Mio. Slay is just cutting backwards. Ethan gonna commit to the dragon instead. Very smart move here instead of chasing. Slay uses the sentinel. I don't think you want to go in there, my friend. There's 5 members of Wargods ready to pounce on your undead Kutus.
Akiho and Jinky here. I'm just really surprised that Akiho didn't go for damage. Whoa!
Immediately blown
What
up.
was Slay doing there? I mean, Meme dropping the Grand Skyfall. That's something that you can't cleanse away. No, you can't cleanse away both a Pantheon and a Fiddlesticks.
Goomba Stomps aren't CC, they're just immediate deaths. So very overextended play here coming from Slay, a bit overconfident.
Speaking about Goomba Stomps, can you have a full Goomba Stomp team?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Kha'Zix, Pantheon, Gnar.
Gnar is the real Goomba Stomp, by the way.
Yeah.
So. And you
it used to be Kha'Zix.
Yeah.
Because Penta Alex-ish.
Yeah.
Tristana.
That pentakill was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tristana as well.
Yeah, so you got 4 champions against Stomp. Anyone else that can stomp you? Do you consider Kassadin's Rift Walk a stomp?
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of this conversation, perhaps. Oh, the hook does land again. These are heat seeking by Nage. Shady goes in, go aggressive. Does not hit the unstoppable force. It is stopped in its track. Unlike the name suggests, Ethan as well as Meme want to provide some cover fire for Nage, who is just escaping.
I have to correct you there, Hungry Kid. The unstoppable force was not stopped. It just airballed completely.
Yeah, but
it went through.
You know what isn't stopped? Akiho's hooks. This guy is basically landing every hook that he throws out.
Help, report for scripting.
There you go, one more. Meme gonna fall down, my friend. Even trying to take advantage of
jump in on this one. Nice locket coming out. Mio now joins the fight. Actually has his ultimate available. Whoa! Akiho tries to go for the flash play there to interrupt the Valkyrie.
There you go. He misses
the hook. It's fine.
Just sending a message.
Again,
it's not
sending
about
a message. It's always about sending the message.
Yeah, but the cross-up main channel goes into 4 members. Sure, you don't want to do that, my friend. None of the follow-up skills land.
He even feared. Oh, gets the hook onto Nage now. Can he get it? Pincushion's coming in, gets the smite for the kill. Who says Nocturne can't kill from range?
Yeah, they're basically competing who has the higher KDA now. The Grand Sky for main channel. Sure, eats the hook. So much damage on backline. Fate Call being used to peel off. Meme going solo. Ethan. Now the Nocturne out, not even being used to execute him. Just for the style points.
Yeah, just for the style points right here. Gets the teleport. Can they close out this game? 10 more seconds before Iban and Shura actually comes back alive here. Will they want to continue pushing? They don't have their ultimates up right now. They are going to continue pushing. This is really interesting.
Yeah, you could see a bit of the overconfidence here. Basically, before Shura, before Slay overextended a bit, and then now, you know...
Oh, Slay, are you gonna make the plays here?
The kite!
Iban's just not doing anything at all. And this is why I talk about pin cushions. When you have so many pins in you, you're like, what am I gonna do? Oh, gets the cleanse as well. Pin cushion Meme nearly goes down. Tries to kite Ethan. This is a one-man slow with the Pierce as well. Slay 2-0 already. Coming back in onto this one. What is going on, guys? Slay finally can't take it. He was 0-3-3, and right now he's 6-4-6.
Yeah, taking some revenge, you know, the spirit of vengeance, picking up that Magi's on Akiho's Thresh. Dude, this guy doesn't care if he doesn't need AP. He just wants those stacks.
Yeah, and we got the CC Rod Portal as well coming in for Shady.
Yeah, I believe it's pronounced Zero, not ZZ, as compared to you know, when it first came out, people were confused about the name, but J-Storm, Chris and I had a very long discussion about this, and we arrived at the conclusion that it was Zerot.
I'll wait for the right answer. Right now, I'm just gonna
Rito, please.
I'm just gonna call it. Make it sound like a rapper.
Yeah.
Right here. So
well,
ZZ Rod for now.
More or less like the Rockstar ZZ Top.
Yeah, exactly.
The band rather.
Like the man ZZ Top.
The band.
So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, let's do that. So face off happens here in the mid base of Wargods.
I'm waiting for Slay to actually. Sorry to interrupt you there, because I saw the base gate. I'm just waiting for Slay to use the base gate, quote unquote, use the base gate.
Yeah, but Jinky doesn't want to use anything except the kill so deep that Nocturne ultimate Spirit Rush being used. The play by Meme, play onto Meme, excuse me, does get him back by a kill. The fear. Jinky is so deep. The hook does not let Unstoppable Force lands on 2 members. They're going so deep. Shady, you have no support, my friend. Nate's just in the backline throwing out skills after skills. Meme tries to get a Heat Seeker strike, doesn't get anything.
Hello, Slay.
Easton, you have to run, my friend. So there's Akio as well as Slay are going so deep. They just want the kills that you don't even want to end the game. Guys, stop padding your KDA. This Callista is basically running over another Zero portal. You know, spawning those little minions.
Yeah.
They look like scarabs to me. What do you think, Wolf?
They're called Void Spawns, but yeah, they do look a little bit like scarabs. One day we should have a skin for the Z, or the Zerot portal, however you want to call it.
Yeah, that would be Rito, take my money, please.
Yeah. One day we have item skins.
With only.
Yeah.
And it won't be pay to win.
Yeah. It will not be pay to win.
So the rest of the team of Wargods still putting up a valiant defense. ASUS Fate overcommitting here and there a bit more. You know, trying to go in very deep with those unstoppable forces, as well as Nocturne's ultimate, not really communicating well across the board. Jinky as well, you know, using those riff.
I don't know, I just think they're kind of fooling around right now.
Perhaps so.
The ZZ Rod or the Zerot portal coming in, actually giving quite a bit of resistance, but not really doing all too much right now, because technically you want to pressure side lanes when you use that portal, and ASUS Fate actually doesn't really need to pressure any more lanes. You can just kind of waltz in, win a team fight, and then end the game.
They are 15,000 gold ahead, which is essentially like 4 to 5 Infinity Edges to put it into items.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
They just want this third dragon, guys. We know it's all about the objectives. You're proving to us that you understand the sense of the game. With this dragon, they should be looking to end the game as well.
It's interesting they use Infinity Edges, because like Trinity Forces are a little bit closer to 5,000 gold, so
yeah, perhaps.
Yeah. IH about 3.8, so yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Because Infinity Edge is the best AD carry item. Heard it here on stream, guys.
Okay.
GPL.
Even after the critical strike nerf in 5.1.
Because all you need is one good crit in lane and you're basically dumpster the guy in trades. So I always
it's the 250%.
Yeah, maybe because I'm blessed by the RNG numbers, so I always crit guys. Heard it here first.
Ah. You have RNG Jesus on your side.
Definitely. So the team here wants to take this last outer tier turret from Wargods, destroying it, padding those KDAs. Jinky jumps.
Jinky just flash for the force pulse?
Jinky really wants this to pad his KDA.
Actually, Akiho wants it.
Yeah,
Akiho has the highest KDA right now.
Akiho knows that his stacks have to come in on the backline. Jinky as well as Akiho and Shady, the unstoppable force is available. They're going so deep, eat a bit of that laser. You know, just want to get a bit of a tickle going down.
Yeah, Void Spawns. Actually, let's catch if we can see the Void Spawn actually launch himself into the turret here. There you go.
Oh.
Do you see that?
The hook does land on Shura. So much damage coming in there. Unstoppable force just for even. Only specially for you, my friend. Now Slay in the front line, chasing Ethan as well as Nature away. This guy doesn't even want to hit the Nexus, guys. Someone tell him, PM him on chat, hit the Nexus. There we go. Game 2.
Yeah, 2 going over to ASUS Fate. They secure right now the 2nd place position, as of now at least, before the final week. And like I said, gives them that 1 game leeway against GameX Wargods.
Yeah, and especially in a series where it's basically do or die to make it out of the group stages. That 1 game buffer will help you a lot in planning the 2nd game, knowing that you're still in the game if you win it.
Yeah, Hungry Kid, I know